Hey friend, welcome to my podcast, The Fit Soul. I'm your host, Amy Ramsey. In this podcast, we will be discussing soul-filled strategies to unleash your confidence, increase your energy, and all the things healthy lifestyle. If you're a Christian woman who is ready to reach your God-given potential, walk worthy of your calling with abundant joy and energy, girlfriend, you are in the right spot. I mean, you only have one life to live. You might as well maximize it. Buckle in, and thanks for listening. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking about how important this one thing is especially for us women. There's actually science behind this is almost even more important for women than it is for men. This one thing can help us to actually live longer, reduce stress, improve our self-esteem. If you knew there was one thing that could do that, wouldn't you want to know what it is? That's what we are talking about today. And welcome back to the podcast. My name is Amy Ramsey. I am your high performance coach, a health coach, and I am here to help you transform your spirit, your life, your health, and your habits, because you only get this one life to live, and I want you to maximize it. And I want you to live healthy, and I want you to show up confidently, and all the things that you need to do so you can walk worthy of the calling that God's calling you to walk and to do all the things that He's calling you to do. All right. So as I am recording this podcast, I am returning from a vacation. Well, some time off. I took some time off to celebrate my 50th birthday. I had such a great time. The one thing that I wanted was a celebration with friends and family. I didn't want to go on an elaborate trip. I didn't want anything I didn't want a thing. I wanted an experience. I wanted cherished memories that I could have for the rest of my life. And it felt so good walking into my 50s, feeling so alive, feeling so vibrant, feeling healthy and healed and whole. It's such a far cry from how I entered into my last decade. As I turned 40, I was broken, I was battered, I was bruised. And in fact, I was telling my husband, I was talking to him this morning, I was kind of emotional just recapping. I've just had my family here. All of my family came over, and I've had friends in town. They flew in to celebrate with me. I ended up having a party. It was 50 Shades of Pink. It was over the top. It was epic. I had my small group and some of my neighbors and my local friends to join me. And we just had this wonderful, fun party. But I had this whole weekend of having all of my people under my roof and hotels closed, and it was so magical for me. But there was a time in my life, I was in an abusive marriage in my 30s, and I was completely isolated from my friends and my family. And to think back to those times, they were very, very difficult. And so because of that, and other reasons, I have such an appreciation for the true value of connection. I have such an immense appreciation for friendships and the richness that can add to our lives. So for women, having a strong sense of community and friendships helps us to live longer. It reduces stress. It improves our self-esteem. It helps us to have a higher life satisfaction. This is some interesting results from a study that was done at Harvard University of more than 12,000 people. And this is a 30-year study, and it showed that direct, frequent contact with someone with high well-being dramatically increases your chance of being happy. Get this, by 15%. 15%, this is huge. And that well-being of friends and relatives is a better predictor of happiness than earning more money. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it, but think about that. Wow. And that research also shows that people who have at least 3 to 4 very close friends have a higher well-being and a sense of satisfaction in life, and they're also more productive at work. Isn't that crazy? So having healthy relationships and a sense of community is a really big deal. But the problem is in the hustle of our fast-paced, our digitally connected world, prioritizing and fostering authentic relationships can actually be rare. And true connection, true friendships take time, they take effort, and they take energy. So I want to really encourage you to build a strong and supportive community. And this is going to take intentionality. I know that even with having that experience of being isolated and not being able to talk to my family and friends, even like moving past that, there's been times in my life, seasons in my life where I was so busy that I didn't prioritize relationships like I should, like I do now. I had to make some lifestyle changes, and I asked myself some questions. I asked myself some of these same questions. In fact, I want to ask you these questions today, because when you don't have the right relationships in your life, and I don't mean just right relationships, when you don't have friendships in your life, it's lonely. And we're built for interconnectivity. And so I want to encourage you to build your tribe, it's my goal to have 5 women on speed dial. And if something happens in my life, I can reach out to them. Now listen, I don't have 5 women on speed dial for that just yet. But I'm close. I've got 3 I know I can count on at any time, any day, and they can count on me. And I know that there's others, of course, that I can reach out. But I'm talking about having those level of relationships. Somebody that's got your back and you've got theirs. Somebody that's going to help you in life and that they're going to be there for the long haul, right? So here's a few questions that I want to ask you today. I want you to think about this because this is such an important part of your life. I mean, hello, you can actually live longer because of this. Are you nurturing friendships and connections? Okay, I want you to take a moment and to really reflect on the relationships that matter to you most. Are you fully there and present for them? I know that there's times that, I'm just being honest, sometimes I'm distracted or I'm on my phone and having a conversation and not fully paying attention. Like, we've all done that. And so take a moment. Are you giving the most important relationships in your life? Are you nurturing them? Are you giving them the time and attention that they truly deserve? Okay. Here's question number 2. What steps can you take to create a sense of community and belonging? Okay. Whether it's a small group at your church, joining a social group, or participating in your community events, or maybe volunteering somewhere, something plugging into fostering the sense of belonging is vital to your happiness, but you've got to plug yourself in. And I know that can feel scary. I know that when I made the decision to like expand my network, to reach out, I needed more relationships in my life. I wasn't feeling fulfilled in some areas, so I knew I needed to reach out and to get out of my comfort zone. It's always going to feel a little bit scary. And I want to go ahead and tell you that ahead of time so it doesn't stop you, because a lot of women, it actually stops them. They feel like they can't take that next step forward because it feels scary. And I just want you to know that, no, that's normal, that you need to keep on doing that anyway. So really foster that sense of community and belonging, and to take some steps out of your comfort zone to do that. Question number 3. Have you experienced the power of supporting and being supported by others? Are you supporting other people and being supported by others? Part of life is sharing the ups and downs, the joys and the sorrows with friends is very empowering, actually. And to be able to reach out to friends when you need help, and for them to reach out to you when they need help. Again, we're built for that interconnectivity. So being there and being available for others and allowing them to be available for you is super important. I know this is one of the things that we really focus on in my Walk-Worthy mentorship, is offering that place of support for others and giving them that encouragement. We all need encouragement for our journey. Life can be a struggle, obviously. And so having this built in, so if you're looking for a community, maybe if you're like, you know what, I need a community where I can maybe meet some people and feel supported at the same time, I want to encourage you to come join me in my mentorship. And this is a 3-month program where I pour into the women in this group and help call them forth and call them higher and support them along the way. So I want you to think about these 3 questions. These were the same 3 questions I asked myself when I knew it was time to make some changes in my life. And this last celebration that I just, my 50th birthday, and having all of my friends and my family here was so powerful. It was so beautiful to me. And I just want to encourage you that if this is an area in your life that you need to shift and change and bring more intention and energy into, go ahead and do it. And I want to take just a moment for saying thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my podcast week after week. I truly appreciate it. And I want you to live, to maximize your life. So go build some friendships, build your relationships, bring some energy and intention into it. One thing I tell my mentorship program all the time, one of the things that I encourage them to do is reach out to someone every single day. Someone needs you to connect with them today. And it could be as simple. So I'm going to give you here's a little action as we're going to wrap up this podcast. It's a short and sweet podcast today. I want you to reach out to someone today. It could be a quick little text and just to let them know, hey, you're probably already thinking of somebody right now. Hey, I could reach out to this person. It might be your mother. Who knows? And just tell them, hey, you are amazing. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have an incredible day. And just sign off. You know what? You can make somebody's life so much better today because you take that one thing. So it's just important for us to stay connected and to reach out to others and to work on building this sense of community and building friendships in our lives. Okay, friend. Well, that's it. Short and sweet today. As always, thank you for listening. Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm so honored you come back every week and that you share the Fit Soul podcast with your friends and family. Every time you share my podcast on Instagram or Facebook, I do a little happy dance. Make sure you subscribe to the Fit Soul podcast where you'll never miss an episode. You can go to Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode release. And just know, I truly love bringing you excellent content and great guests to provide you motivation and faith inspiration to help you walk worthy. And one of the ways you can help me is to go and leave the Fit Soul podcast a review. If you have just a moment, would you please go over and leave a review for the Fit Soul podcast? Thank you again. I love you. And here is your reminder. You are worthy. Until next time. Bye-bye.